going on, everybody? JT here, coming at you with another episode of Pokemon Go, and today I'm in Toyohashi, Japan. The reason why we've come to Toyohashi is because there's a museum of natural history and science that has something really cool going on right now. At this very moment, there is a Pokemon fossil exhibit going on. And of course, we're gonna have to check it out and see what they got inside. Apparently, there's some really cool replicas of Pokemon skeletons that I'm really excited to see. And obviously, we're gonna see what Pokemon Go's like in the area. There is a wild Meganium here, which is pretty cool, and a lot of stops and gyms, so I actually think this place will be a fun place. Oh, and we've got an egg hatching. That's spontaneous. Let's see what happens here. What's in the 5-kilometer egg? It's a Rowlet. All right, well, that's, I guess, a raptor of sorts. Let's head inside and see what we see. So we're starting off the tour really strong here. We have the Helix fossil right here, which is really cool, awesome replica. But that also means that we have Lord Helix himself in the flesh. I didn't even think I was gonna be able to meet him. And this may come as a huge shock to you, but did you know that Ammonite is based off of an Ammonite? Whoa! Next up in the exhibit, we have the Dome fossil. Now, obviously, this turns into Kabuto. Kabuto's design was largely inspired by the horseshoe crab. And not only do we have a really cool Kabuto right here, but also check out this Kabutop skeleton. This thing is freaking awesome. I would so put this in my room somewhere. Here we have a Triceratops skull, which means we are moving on to Shieldon and Bastiodon. We've got an armor fossil right here, and not only do we have the armor fossil, but a full-size replica of a Bastiodon skeleton. This thing looks really cool. Don't know how I would fit this in my house, but I totally would find a spot for it. I also have a bit of a soft spot when it comes down to Bastiodon because we did get a Shundo Bastiodon during the research days. And I'm thinking, let's make him our buddy for the rest of our little fossil trip. Why not? Looks like we have a Yanma on my lure here. Sadly, it's not shiny, but did you know that its evolution, Yamega here, is actually based off of ancient, gigantic dragonflies? In the main series games, if you wanted to evolve a Yanma, you had to give it ancient power, which makes sense because its evolution is an ancient, gigantic dragonfly. And I gotta say, those dragonflies from the past were freaking huge. I'm glad they're not around anymore. And Piloswine works the same exact way. You have to give it ancient power, and then it turns into a Mammothswine. Behind me here is an Armagosasaurus. As you can see, it's got a big sail on the back of its neck. This dinosaur was the inspiration for Amora and Aurorus right here. We've got a sail fossil replica, and right over here, we have a giant Aurora skeleton. It looks really cool, but the flaps here are supposed to move. I don't think those would fossilize like that, but whatever. It's all made up anyways, right? I'm sad to say Rampardos and Craniados here don't really get a lot of love in this place. We do have some Pachycephalosaurus skulls here, but other than that, for the #1 rock type in all Pokemon Go, their exhibit's not as good as the rest of them. But I'm happy to say Relicanth gets a lot more love here. Relicanth is based off of the coelacanth, a fish that a lot of people thought was extinct until recently when they were found in waters off the coast of Africa. It's a pretty cool looking fish all in all, and honestly, I would love to dive with one. Here's Anorith and Almaldo. There's a claw fossil here and a really cool replica of Anorith. I really like the eyes on the thing. It's really interesting. And apparently it's based off of this. I don't know what this thing is called, but this thing looks horrifying, but I will say they did a pretty good job. Anorith does look a lot like this murder shrimp thing. Tortuga and Caracosta based off of this gigantic turtle right over here. It's called a Protostega gigas, and it's just a gigantic turtle, so it makes sense. Sadly, Aerodactyl didn't get a lot of love here either, but there are some Pteranodon fossils around us, which is kind of cool, and that's what this Pokemon was based off of. And I'm happy to say I've got 2 Aerodactyl checks here. At least I believe that's still when you win 5 raids, so let's see what happens. Maybe we'll get a shiny Aerodactyl in here. That would be so cool. With #1, though, is it pink? It's not pink, unfortunately, but we did get a 1163. I think that's okay, but not amazing. This Aerodactyl is going to be not great, but that's fine, because I'm feeling this one. This one's gonna be shiny, right? Come on, pink Aerodactyl in here. Oh, I was really hoping to get a shiny Aerodactyl in here. This one's a little worse, 1147, but still cool to do it in here. It turns out they have an old amber replica with actual ambers with bugs inside of them, so that's cool for the Aerodactyl. Looks like we've got a plume fossil here, which belongs to Archon and Archeops. These feathered fossil Pokemon are based off of the Archeops, which was a feathered small dinosaur believed to be the closest ancestor to most birds. And here's a root fossil, which belongs to Lileep and Credilli. Lileep and Credilli are based off of these really ancient-looking plants over here. They've been able to find tons of fossils of these plants, and also, apparently, they've been able to find them really deep down the ocean. And last but certainly not least, we have a T-Rex skull behind me, which means that we've got the gigantic Tyrantrum skeleton right here, and I've been wanting to see this for a very long time. This thing is huge, it looks amazing, and I absolutely love that I get to see it in person. And there's also a tiny little Tyrant skeleton, which is really neat. To be honest, I didn't even know there was going to be a little Tyrant skeleton because there was a little exhibit in Tokyo where they had a big Tyrantrum next to an actual T-Rex skeleton, but the Tyrant's a surprise, so it's cool that they added it. And this is the last section of the museum, which has the Galarian fossil Pokemon, which you notice are all mismatched and kind of weird looking, and the reason why is because they're all based off of what happened in the United Kingdom. There was a big thing called the Bone Wars or the Fossil Wars, where everybody was trying to compete to find the coolest dinosaurs, find the most dinosaurs, and they would often mismatch all the fossils and create completely different things that never existed. And that's why they did this, because the Galar region is based off of the UK, and the UK was a huge reason why all this happened. That was a fun little exhibit. I really enjoyed it. Plus, apparently there's a merch here, so we're gonna have to check out the merch. And also, there is a Grimer trash can. This is a straight up trash can. Love that. So for merch, they have a ton of things. I'm only gonna talk about this one right here. There's a Pikachu with a little excavator thing on, and there's just a ton more here. Let's check it out. Well, I gotta say, that was a ton of fun. I really enjoyed every bit of that. I'm so glad I came here just for that. It wasn't a huge exhibit by any means, but honestly, 100% worth it. If you can make it down to Japan while this is happening, I would really recommend it. But I am sad to say that the Toyohashi one right here is going away on November 6th. That's why I came here, because we only had like 2 days left before this went away. But if you want to check out this fossil exhibit, they're going to be reopening it in the wintertime in another museum. I don't know exactly which one it is yet, but I'll have it up here on the screen. And if you can't make it down, I'd highly suggest it. I think you'll love it. And I'm sure it comes as no surprise that this place also has a Pokemon manhole cover here. This one specifically has a Kabuto with a dome fossil and a Vikavolt on it, which is pretty neat. And of course, it is also an in-game stop in Pokemon Go, which is really awesome. Sadly, I already spun this though, so I'm gonna have to wait so I can get a gift with the actual image on it. Woo! That never gets old. Also, shiny check. Not shiny. And now that we're in our next location, let's pop the daily incense and see what happens. I wanted to do it in Toyohashi, but it kind of ran out of time, unfortunately. But hopefully we'll get lucky and get that Galarian Moltres, because that's the last one we need. Or Galarian Shuppet, that's exciting. Not shiny. Well, it's not the Moltres, but we did get another Articuno. I'm totally down. Is it small? Please be small. 1609. Is that the same exact CP as the one I already caught? Oh, well, that doesn't matter. Let's find a place to put you guys down and let's attempt to catch this thing. But I can't believe we found this. This is the best spot I can do for you. So let's throw down a golden raspberry on this thing, and since people want me to do this in front of you guys on camera, here we go. We're gonna drop 20 of these. So currently we are at 90, and this will be the last one, and now we are at 70. We've dropped 20 Ultra Balls. Apparently a lot of people believe that this is a trick that works. I personally am 50-50 on it. I've done this trick before and caught a Galarian bird, and I've done it tons of times and I haven't caught it. So we'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll get lucky here and get an extra, because if I get a duplicate, I'm totally down, because I want to lucky reroll these. But first we gotta wait for him to come down, just like that. Perfect. Now we just gotta, okay, come back down, please. And the hope is that I hit it with a good throw, because I have a bad habit of hitting these with really bad throws. All right, he's back down, and he's back up again. Come on, Articuno, thank you very much. Now you just got to attack me right here. I would really appreciate it if you attacked me right now. Or you can just keep staring at me. All right, you know what? I'm just gonna, I love the attack though. It looks like a beautiful attack. I love that he glows, but I need you to come back down. All right, he's back down. I'm just gonna go for it. Let's try to hit him with a good throw. Great curveball throw. Better than a nice, not as good as an excellent. Immediately breaks out and runs away. The ball trick, I don't think it's a real thing, to be honest with you. We have 4 more minutes on this incense, so let's see what happens. Maybe we'll get another one, but I kind of doubt it. So it's not from the daily, but there is a little Noibat here. Not shiny. I was really hoping I needed one more to complete the set. And sadly, no other Galarian bird graced us with their presence, and we managed to get 16 of the Pokemon in total. It wasn't a terrible time. I'm making my way back to the hotel now, and check it out. The incense provides with a shiny Cyndaquil. I'm down with a shiny today. I was hoping to get at least one. I like to try to get a shiny per video, you know what I mean? Like, it's not required by any means, but you guys know me for getting shiny, so I always hope to get one. And I'm okay with Cyndaquil, because there is Hisui and Typhlosion in the future, so I would be down with a good one. And this one was weather boosted, so there's a chance that this might be amazing. Let's take a look at it. It is, well, 15 attack. Not bad at all. And also because of the appraisal, you now know where I am. Now we're in the hotel. Let's check out the goodies we got. For starters, I did get the little excavator Pikachu thing. I had to. I mean, it's the logo. It looks great, and there you go right there. This poster was actually in the train station. Hopefully I can keep it safe by the time I get back home. I had to get this fossilized Tyrantrum shirt. This thing looks amazing. I got this really cool cloth that has all the fossilized Pokemon on it. Honestly, this is one of my favorite things that I found. I also got the fossilized Tyrantrum keychain, a little Pokemon Fossil Museum coin, and last last but not least, we got these little blister pack things that have pins in them, and they're all random art of the Fossil Museum, so let's see what we get. Apparently there's 12 different designs, but I only went with 3 of them because I didn't want to spend that much money. But the first one's gonna be Pikachu riding Aerodactyl. That's really awesome because we had that in the beginning of the whole museum. Hopefully number 2 won't be a repeat. It is, Pikachu and a Crustle. Okay, that's cool. And the moment of truth, did we get any repeats with number 3? We did not. Oh, no way. We got the fossilized Tyrantrum. Oh, that's awesome. That's the one I wanted the most. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. We're trying to hit 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and we just hit 83,000 subscribers. We're getting so close every single day, so if you haven't already, please subscribe. And if you enjoyed today's video, you might enjoy this one where we go to a really awesome temple and do something I've wanted to do for years.